I welcome you all in this session. Myself, Artita Laulikar, Assistant Professor from PSS RSN College of Arts and Science, Ponda, Goa. Title of the unit, Commercial Floriculture. Module name, Identification of Pests and Diseases. In this module, we are going to learn about pests and diseases and identification of pests and diseases. By the completion of this module, you will be able to describe pests and diseases and you will be able to explain how to identify pests and diseases. Pests and diseases. Pests are any creature belonging to the animal kingdom and causing damage to crop plants or ornamentals. Example of pests are rabbit, snail, sparrow, insects like aphids, thrips, whiteflies, etc. Here we can see aphids on hibiscus bud. In the second image we can see caterpillar feeding on leaf. These are pests. Plant disease. When there is a harmful deviation from the normal functioning of physiological processes, it is called plant disease. These are caused by pathogens. Pathogens are parasitic microorganisms that cause disease. Example of plant disease are examples. I repeat, examples of pathogens are bacteria, viruses, fungi, mycoplasmas, etc. Here in this image we can see the wheat stem rust disease, and in the second image we can see the viral disease. Historical perspectives. I repeat, historical perspectives. The destructive effects of pests and diseases on crops have been recorded since the earliest times in civilization. The destruction caused was associated with the extreme anger of God. The Romans made sacrifices to God in the hope that he would protect their crops from red rust that is caused by Puccinia graminis. The earliest farmers were retaining seeds from the healthiest plants to sow the next year. Thus, they were practicing plant selection for resistance to a number of diseases. Identification of pests. Plant pest is any species or strain of plant, animal or pathogenic agent which is injurious to plants or plant products. Insect pest example, aphids, thrips, etc. Non-insect pest examples, mites, nematodes and gastropods like snails and slugs, rodents, birds, mammals, etc. Insects are classified as per their feeding habits. Sucking insects, and the second category is biting and chewing insects. Sucking insects, these are aphids, thrips, red mites, whiteflies, etc. They are visible to the naked eye. Some of them they leave a sticky excretion called as honeydew on which molds grow and give sooty appearance to the foliage. They can be seen early in their phase and thus can be controlled. Aphids and thrips, they make minute punctures in foliage and tender stems and suck the sap. Tender shoots get deformed and leaves curl up. Aphids are easily visible to the naked eye and the thrips are of the size of a pinhead. Here in this image we can see thrips and in the second image aphids. These are sucking insects. Red spider mite, this feeds on sap and they are of the size of a pinhead. For proper identification, the help of a lens is necessary. Here we can see in the first image the red spider mite. This is the magnified image. And in the second image we can see the same red spider mites, which are of the size of a pinhead, biting and chewing insects. Those insects which bite and chew tender green foliage are called as biting and chewing insects. Caterpillars, larvae, beetles, grasshoppers, weevils are example of biting and chewing insects. So here in this image we can see a grasshopper which is feeding on the foliage. Weevil can be seen in the second image. These are biting and chewing insects. Besides sucking insects and biting and chewing insects, other insects which are pests are as follows. Borers. These borers often attack adult trees and they bore into stems. Example of a borer is beetle. A small pile of powdered wood or pellet of excrement can be seen at the site of attack. The affected branch or stem will slowly dry up and ultimately die. Here in this image, first image, we can see the wood boring beetle, example of a borer. In the second image, we can see ant, which is also a pest. So ants actually do not usually attack ornamental plants directly. Ants are a great nuisance in a greenhouse, especially as they carry away the seeds from seed pans. They cause damage to the tender shoots and leaves of plants. Earthworms. Generally, earthworms in the soil is beneficial to plants. However, if they are present in large numbers, they may damage the root systems of greenhouse plants. Rodents, examples, rodents, examples, the Indian field mouse, the bandicoot rat. These rodents, they destroy most of the garden plants, kitchen garden, as well as the lawns by making burrows. Rabbits. Rabbits eat the tender bark of many ornamentals at ground level and eat away tops of tender ornamental plants. We can see here a rabbit in this image. Sparrows, they are great enemies of the tender seedlings. Snails and slugs, they cause damage to plants. Identification of disease. Most plant diseases are caused by microorganisms and are too small to be identified with the naked eyes. But some of the fruiting bodies like of fungi are large and used as a means of identification. Many infections are internal and by the time some of the fruiting bodies are large enough to be seen, it is too late. If the pathogen can be seen, then this helps in correct disease identification. Plant diseases, they cause alteration of the plant that can be seen as signs or symptoms. Symptoms are the changes to the plant in response to infection. Some symptoms are like reddening of the xylem vessels in the case of fusarium wilt, which is caused by the fungi fusarium. Then mosaic pattern on leaves due to viral diseases. In this image we can see the fusarium wilt disease, which is caused by fungi. In the second we can see the zucchini yellow mosaic virus. Fungus. Fungal diseases are recognized by visible external symptoms like rust diseases. In this, rusty spots and pustules on either surface of leaves are formed. As seen in this image, here it shows the wheat stem rust diseases, mildew disease. Here the fungi produce powdery coating on spores and mycelia on the surface of leaves, stems and fruit. In this image we can see powdery mildew fungal disease. Smut fungi, this replace parts of the plant, usually the floral organs, with spores as seen in the image. Viruses common symptoms are curling and distortion of leaves, yellowing and dry spotting as seen in the image. Grafting of the diseased tissue on a virus-free plant is one of the techniques to detect viruses. Symptoms are transmitted to virus-free plants if this were due to viruses. Viruses can be detected by an electron microscope. Bacteria do not produce any external growth and usually remain confined within the plant tissue. The general symptoms is often the rotting of mass of tissues or sudden wilting and collapse of the plant. Here in this image we can see the hibiscus bacterial leaf spot. Some diseases require the isolation of the pathogen for further identification. For bacterial identification, bacteriological tests are used, then fatty acid analysis, sequencing of the repetitive gene sequences are used. For viruses identification, ELISA, that is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, electron microscopy, polymerase chain reaction and sequencing. Pests and diseases attack the plants as soon as favorable conditions are reached. Mere watering and systematic nourishment to the plants with manures and fertilizers will not be enough. A careful watch and knowledge to identify the pest and disease is essential to guard the plants against them. References. Thank you.